Hi, and welcome to TXDZNY. On today's show, I'm going to be talking about my plans for my upcoming trip in October here in just a couple weeks for the Halloween fall season. So I'll start by saying I'm sorry that I haven't been able to do a lot of content here recently besides a bunch of shorts. Main reason is that, the kids had their summer and getting escape from them and to try to record some videos is a little difficult when they're starting up all their sports and everything like that. But now that they're back at school, it should be where I should be able to do a video quite a bit. So I have a new trip that I'm going on here in just a couple weeks. It's actually October 8th through October 13th. There's going to be a lot of firsts for me on this trip. This trip is going to be specifically just for me getting content for you guys and for everything. I haven't actually been in the fall season in a few years. We have in general just done a lot of Christmas trips and spring trips over the last few years since we've had kids. So we haven't gone in the fall season in a little while. So that was the main drive behind this trip. As a lot of you would know who have kids and stuff like that, obviously Disney World can be very, very expensive to go to, especially like we do 2-3 times a year. So just we didn't have the money this year with Christmas and stuff coming up to have the whole family go. And I really want to get some content for the fall season. So this is going to be a solo trip for me. I've actually never been to Disney World by myself. So this will be a first. Another first for me on this trip will be that I'm going to be staying at a value resort. We pretty much every trip stay deluxe and every once in a while stay moderate. But we in general, just because of location and stuff like that, kind of like doing a deluxe. And being that I won't have the kids with me, the location and quickness to the parks doesn't mean as much to me. Where I'll wake up, I'm a early riser and I can stay up late. So saving that time to get to and out of the parks isn't as big of a deal with me as a solo trip. So that might be something you might need to think about is if you're not going to really utilize the convenience of the deluxe resorts, then there's no sense of spending that money on it if you're just going to be waking up early in the morning, going to the parks, and then coming home late at night and just going to sleep. So that's going to be something I'm going to highlight on this trip as well. So now I'll just break down kind of what my plans are for each day of the trip that I'm going to be going on. I actually arrive on that Wednesday, October 8th. My flight lands at like 3:30, 4 o'clock. I am staying, this was an addition to this trip because when I was booking, I already booked my main trip and I looked at flights afterwards. And my flight prices for the dates I was originally going, which was the 9th to the 13th, were way more than I thought they'd be. So I was just playing around a little bit and it was actually cheaper for me to go a whole day early and stay a night at a hotel than just go the one day shorter. So it wound up working out perfect where I'm actually gaining almost an extra day out of the trip, and my flight and even with room was still cheaper than just my flight would have been. So my plans on that 8th are to, when I land at about 3:30, 4 o'clock, just to Uber to the All-Star Movies is where I'm staying, just that one night. I'm staying at All-Star Sports for my whole entire trip besides that first night. And that they didn't have any availability when I had to add that extra night. So, but movies was available. So that's where I'm staying the first night. They are just about a 10-15 minute walk from each other. So in the morning of the next day when I have to change hotels, it's just going to be about a 10-15 minute walk right when I wake up in the morning. So my plan is to, as soon as I land, just to Uber to the All-Star Movies resort, being that it'll be after 4 o'clock and stuff that my room will be ready. So I will be doing a room tour and a little bit of just a hotel tour of All-Star Movies. And these are all videos that I'm going to be breaking down a lot of these things into individual videos in the future. When I come home. So there's going to be a lot of content. That's, like I said, the whole basis of this trip is for content. So I'm going to do a little resort tour, room tour of All-Star Movies. And then once I get done doing that, I'm going to be popping over to Disney Springs in the evening and just kind of hanging out there. I didn't get a park ticket for this day, so that's a great way for me to utilize that time. So my plan is to go to Jock Lindsey's Hangar Bar for this evening, and they have some we've been during the Christmas time and they have some really, really cool themed foods and drinks for different times of the year, and they started doing Halloween one this year. So I'll probably go there and get a couple of these quick bites and drinks on that evening to just kind of showcase the uniqueness of that bar in Disney Springs. I'll probably go to a couple other places and I'll make that Disney Springs evening a whole video for you all. But that'll be my first day, so it'll be no parks, just checking into the hotel and going to Disney Springs. So now to that Thursday, the luxury me flying out on that Wednesday rather than that Thursday morning like I was originally going to do is now I have a full day on that Thursday. So I'll be rope dropping pretty much every park every single day, and I'll be staying late every night as well. So I'm going to be rope dropping Animal Kingdom in the morning that day, and I'm doing all the rides. I'm getting Lightning Lane and individual Lightning Lane for every day for this trip. So it'll be interesting to see as a solo person how many rides I could do each day. Obviously, Animal Kingdom doesn't have as many rides as some of the other parks, but I feel like rope dropping and getting Lightning Lane and everything, I'll be able to do everything I want to in that morning and afternoon. Another thing I forgot to mention is that another first for me on this trip is that I'll be using the dining plan. I have always kind of felt that with kids and stuff that the dining plan really isn't worth it. So I figured for a solo trip, it'd be a perfect time to just kind of see if I feel like it was useful and everything like that. As I said, and a lot of you know, is that I do drink when I go around the parks, and I do we like a lot of nice table services. And some of these are 2 table service credits. So sometimes that isn't the best use of the dining plan. So I'm purposely doing some, trying to show you how you can maximize the dining plan on this trip, and just show you the ins and outs. And then at the end of when I see how it all is, I'll be able to give you a definitive answer. And if I think it's worth it for mainly adults, and then I'll probably have a good gauge on how to be with kids as well. I'd like to thank, go follow the Instagram page of Adventures by Amy. She offered to get all my dining reservations for me, and I'll be telling you throughout this video of all the great reservations she got me. She got me every dining reservation I wanted, and was very, very engaged with communicating with me back and forth about times and stuff like that. She was incredible to work with on this. My plan after riding rides and stuff all in the morning at Animal Kingdom this day is to, I want to go to the Nomad Lounge and enjoy a drink or 2 there and a couple quick bites, kind of for like a late, like almost like a brunch type time frame is what I'm kind of thinking. As well as I have a Tusker House lunch reservation at 3 o'clock. Now I've been to Tusker House before, but I've never been for lunch, and it's actually been several years since I've been. So I thought it'd be really nice to go there. And just do a nice little character meal and do a little bit more unique food than just, we normally do breakfast for our character dining with the kids. So it'll be a little bit different. So my plan after eating at the Tusker House is to park hop over to Epcot. I did get park hopper for this trip. So I'm going to go there, and it's the Food and Wine Festival at Epcot. I'm going to be, as you'll see as these plans go on, I'm going to be stopping at Epcot, being it's my favorite park, several times during this trip. A lot of times, just park hopping, maybe late at night if I finished everything I wanted during the day. It's kind of going to be how my day's going. If I still have stuff I want to do at Animal Kingdom after my Tusker House, then I'll stick around Animal Kingdom and park hop later. But I will be making my way over to Epcot, and maybe ride a couple rides or something like that. But I mainly want to start trying some of the food menu items around the booths for the Food and Wine Festival. I want to do as many of those as I can, and I know I'm not going to be able to do all in like one full day at Epcot, so I'm trying to park up there a few times during this trip to try to maximize all the foods I can eat. Another reason for this is Animal Kingdom doesn't do a fireworks show at the end of the night, and I would like to try to end every night with kind of seeing some fireworks. So park hopping to Epcot would just makes a lot of sense for me, being that I want to eat some of the foods and I could catch some fireworks. Now that Thursday night, I'm not gonna try to stay out too late. I'm gonna try to get back to my room and go straight to bed, because I do have a very, very full day the next day. It's the big day that a lot of this trip is planned on. I am gonna be going to Magic Kingdom on that Friday. Now this is a Halloween party night. Now a lot of people know that on Halloween party nights, sometimes the parks during the day the crowds can be a little bit less, because a lot of people wait to come in until when you can arrive for the party, which is at 4 p.m. But I'm planning on going to Magic Kingdom that whole entire day. So I do want a rope drop, but I'll tell you about my plans this day. And I'm not going to just be in Magic Kingdom from rope drop all the way until midnight. but it's going to be a very, very full day, which will be very tiring, but I'm up to the challenge. So as I said, I plan on rope dropping Magic Kingdom this day. As I said, I'm getting Lightning Lane for this day. I'm going to skip getting the individual Lightning Lane for this day because I figure I can ride Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Tron during the Halloween party, or maybe just wait online sometime during the day, especially if I'm rope dropping. So that's my plan for that, but I will be trying to ride as many rides as I can in the morning. Now I have a lot on my channel. I've talked about that even when we're with the kids, and no matter what, on Magic Kingdom days, I like taking a break and going around the resorts. Normally just one resort, or we'll do multiple resorts of those Magic Kingdom area resorts, just to kind of break up the day. Especially with the kids, it could just be a lot if you're rope dropping and staying all the way through happily ever after. So I'm doing the same thing even though I'm not going to be with the kids. So I'm going to be doing a monorail bar crawl this day, midday. And so I'm looking forward to that. So I'm going to start with, I have a 12 o'clock lunch at Steakhouse 71. So I've actually been to Steakhouse 71 once before, but just for breakfast. So this will be a first time me going there for lunch. My plan is to get their Steakhouse 71 burger there and really just enjoy the atmosphere and make that the first place I'm going to stop on this monorail bar crawl. It's going to be like a few hours outside of the parks for me where I could just relax. As I said, it's going to be a really long day. So I think just kind of hanging out and taking my time going around the monorail resorts is going to be a nice little refreshing break to the day, as well as eating and then just enjoying my time. So after hanging out in the Contemporary Resort for a little bit, I'm going to hop on the monorail and then head over to the Polynesian. At the Polynesian, I plan on grabbing a drink at the Tambu Lounge and just kind of hanging out there. And then from there, my last trip I went on was right after Wailulu's bar opened up in the new DVC Polynesian Tower. So I do want to stop there. The chicken wings there were some of the best chicken wings I've ever had, and they have some unique drinks there. So I'd like to stop there as well, maybe just get those chicken wings and a drink there before I head over to the Grand Floridian. So that's going to be 2 stops for me at the Polynesian, but I think it'll be really, really useful for me to fill up on food and stuff while I'm at the resorts, more so than in the park. I really, really try to recommend for people that if you're looking for some good dining options on a Magic Kingdom day, to always think of the resorts close by, because the food at the resorts are vastly better than they are inside Magic Kingdom. So typically, if I was going to be doing this monorail bar crawl, I'd go into the Enchanted Rose. The Enchanted Rose, though, doesn't open up until a little bit later in the afternoon. I'm not going to be able to go to the Enchanted Rose for this trip because I need to get back into Magic Kingdom before 4 o'clock. Main reason for that is on these party nights is that's when the people have their party tickets all can enter the park. So there's a big line to get into the park at that time. So I'm going to beat that crowd when I have to wait in that line. I have a regular ticket that day, so I don't have to wait on the party ticket line. I could just enter as a regular guest. So I want to beat that line where I can go in. Because of that, the Enchanted Rose won't be open yet. So I'm just going to have a drink. I wish that bar, the new lobby bar, would be open by then, but it's not. So I'll probably just grab a drink at the pool bar right there along the walkway along Seven Seas Lagoon, and then I'll make my way into Magic Kingdom right after that. So now is when I'll be entering for technically going back in for the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I have partnered with Unlocked Magic for my Halloween party ticket. They were a great company to work with. They actually are associated with the DVC rental store, which we use the DVC rental store quite a bit. I think we've done like 5-6 trips where we've used the DVC rental store. So please go and check out DVC rental store and unlockedmagic.com, and they'll give you great discounts on tickets like party tickets and just regular tickets and any kind of special event tickets. So my plan with the Lightning Lanes, once I re-enter the park, is to go and stack a bunch of rides for me, since I'll be taking a few hour break midday, is to stack some Lightning Lanes right when I come back in and try to ride a good 3, 4, 5 rides early on when I enter the park. Because regular guests are only there until 6, and the people who are entering for the party, they can't get Lightning Lane. So it's a good little time frame where you'll notice that not a lot of Lightning Lanes will be being used at that time frame. So you can really try to maximize using your Lightning Lanes on party nights like this. My big thing that I'm excited for this day, besides the Halloween party, obviously, is that I have a 6 o'clock reservation at the Beacon Barrel, the new Pirates of the Caribbean themed bar and lounge over there in Adventureland. I'm very, very excited to go here. I'm a big Pirates of the Caribbean fan, and so I'm really excited to go there and have a couple drinks and maybe a quick bite to just experience this whole new lounge bar area. So I'm looking forward to this, and it'll be like a great way for me to actually be able to have an adult beverage inside Magic Kingdom during this start of the Halloween party, which will be awesome. So technically the Halloween party doesn't start until 7. That's when you'll start seeing all the shows and stuff start getting going and everything like that. Obviously it'll depend on how many rides and stuff I rode during the day, and I'll be focusing mostly on the stuff that are very unique just to the Halloween party. I'm not real big on spending a lot of time on waiting on long lines to do some unique character meet and greets. Like, I'd love to meet Jack and Sally, but I'm not sitting in a 2-hour long line just to take a picture of myself with Jack and Sally. I'd much rather either go on some rides, see some foods, and different things like that. I am going to be catching all the shows and stuff that they have there. I'm going to make sure I catch a stage show with the Hocus Pocus characters, all the villains. I'll be catching both parades as well as the fireworks, and everything that's unique to this Halloween party I'll be partaking in. And so it'll be a very, very eventful evening. I'm going to try to get different perspectives for both parades as well. So look for a lot of this really, really good footage I should have of this Halloween party when I come home from this trip. It's going to be a very, very fun-filled, packed day that I'm looking forward to the challenge. It's probably going to be my most crazy, eventful full day that I've ever had in a Disney park. And oddly enough, it won't even be with the kids. So I'm looking forward to the challenge. So as I said, I'm still planning on rope dropping every day. So that next day, the rest of my trip kind of calms down quite a bit. Obviously, that's a very eventful day. So the next day is going to be a full Epcot day. But I am going to be rope dropping once again for my Epcot day. On this day, I will more than likely, I didn't touch on it before, a lot of times just to save myself some time, especially if it's just me, I will Uber sometimes, not use a minivan. I'll use just regular Uber. And I feel like that sometimes gets you in and out of the parks a little bit faster than waiting for the buses. And if you're really tight on a schedule, that Uber can be a little bit more convenient. I'll probably be Ubering to Epcot, probably going through International Gateway back by the resorts. I'll probably have them drop me off at the Swan or Dolphin, and I'll walk in through that way. And you'll be finding out here in a second as to why I'll be dropping off back there rather than the front entrance. So I'll be Ubering through there, and I'll probably have it drop me off at the Swan and Dolphin, and then I'll just walk in through International Gateway. This is also really good. That line to get into the park at Rope Drop is quite a bit shorter there than it is in the front of the park. After all, this will be a Saturday at Epcot, so I'm imagining it'll be pretty crowded. So I'll be entering through there, and my plan is to, as soon as I get in, is to go do single rider for Ratatouille. Where International Gateway is you're walking in right in between the UK and the France Pavilion. So you could be right, if you're going to be one of the first ones right there to be entering into that single rider for Ratatouille. So I should be able to almost walk onto that ride. But another really, really exciting reservation I have is right after that. I have the new brunch that is at Chefs de France in the France Pavilion, which is a prefix menu. It's one table service dining reservation, and it's bottomless mimosas, that's where you can get your money back, and a lot of French pastries and stuff like that. The only thing I'm not really looking forward to this, when I've seen a little bit, it just started a week ago, is that they do sit you in groups of people. I'm a very friendly person, so I'm not that worried about like getting along with people and stuff like that. It's just it's not going to be as a private of a table where I get to just kind of do whatever I want. I'll probably have a family sitting with me and all that. But I'm very much looking forward to this day of doing a full Epcot day, and it's going to be a lot of good food and drinks this day, and it's going to start off right with a bang with doing this breakfast brunch at Chefs de France. I'll be letting you guys know it's a $65 price for this, which is a great use of your table service dining. But I'll be letting you know if I feel like it's worth it. I feel like the only way you're really going to get your money's worth out of this is with mimosas, with the bottomless mimosas. If you can have 3 or 4 mimosas in this hour and a half time frame, because it starts at 9 and then it only lasts till 10:30. It's not just a bottomless amount of time there. So if you can have 3, 4 mimosas in that hour and a half time frame, then you definitely got your money's worth. A mimosa probably averages at Disney World somewhere between $15 and $20. So if you're doing that, then you're going to almost get your money's worth just in mimosas and the free. It's almost like the food was free. So I'll be keeping you guys updated and do a whole video based on that dining experience. And then the rest of the day is going to be really focused on having a really fun Epcot day. So once again, I'll be having the Lightning Lane, so I'll be trying to go on all the rides if I can. I haven't rode the new test track yet, so that'll be a first for me. I'm going to try to make sure I do that, as well as just some of my favorites. Of course, Guardians of the Galaxy is my favorite ride in all of Walt Disney World, so 100% be getting an individual Lightning Lane for that. But as well as catching Soarin' and Frozen and rides like that. Spaceship Earth will be closed while I'm there, but that's okay. I'll be highlighting on something I'll be doing with that here in the evening in a little bit. But obviously I'll be a little bit full from breakfast, so I'll need to let my stomach settle a little bit. But then a big thing that day is I'm going to be making my way a lot around the Food and Wine Festival booths. I do plan on having a cool thing that you can do if you're on the dining plan is all the foods and stuff pretty much at these booths are just snack credits. They're not quick service credits and obviously not table service credits. So I'm going to be at All-Star, I'll be at All-Star Sports now, is that I'm there for 4 nights of my trip that I booked with the dining plan. So that means I get 4 snack credits. I'll be using all 4 of my snack credits for this Food and Wine Festival at Epcot this day to try 4 different things. I'll be trying more than just those 4. So then my next big reservation I have for this evening is going to be the Geo 82 Adults Only Lounge that's right by Spaceship Earth. This is an adults only lounge, so this is something I figured I could take advantage of, being that this trip won't be with the kids, because normally I wouldn't even think about going to it if we had the kids. I wouldn't ask my wife to just let me go up there by myself in general. So being that they won't be with me, and my plan is just to kind of like really highlight what it's like in this place and see what the viewpoint's like and try a couple drinks. I'm imagining I'll be pretty full from eating around the booth, so I don't know how much food I'll be eating there. But I will probably have a drink or 2 up in this lounge just to kind of see what it's like. So I'll be trying that newer bar as well, lounge, if you want to call it, right before going back down into probably World Showcase and getting ready to go watch the fireworks. Another thing to really highlight is during this Food and Wine Festival, it's also the Eat to the Beat they have in the America Pavilion, which has a lot of really, really good bands. Someone who's a little bit older like me at 43 years old, a lot of these bands are from like when I was more like my teenage 20s, 30s. And so they're really, really good bands. I'm happy to catch in a band that I really, really liked when I was younger, and The Fray will be here this night. And so I do plan on trying to go to the America Pavilion and trying to catch some of The Fray after I go to the Geo 82 and before the fireworks start. This likely will also be another night that I might just take an Uber home. I might just, if I'm watching the fireworks back in near International Gateway, just exit through the parks and take an Uber back to the All-Star Sports Resort, just to cut down on some time, being that Friday was going to be a really, really long day for me, and then I had to rope drop this Saturday, that I'd probably just want to hurry up and get back to my room so I can sleep. So I'll probably be Ubering home that night. And then I have another full day on that Sunday. So on this Sunday, I'm going to be going to Hollywood Studios. I'm sure you can guess that by now since I've done the other 3 parks. And so this is going to be a full Hollywood Studios day. Same thing, I plan on rope dropping and doing as many rides. We actually rope dropped Hollywood Studios on Christmas Eve, just as, I guess that'd be last year. But especially me, I had incredible luck rope dropping Hollywood Studios. I got to ride Slinky Dog, Alien Saucer, Tower of Terror, and Rock and Roller Coaster, all within like about a 45-minute time frame when I did this. So I'm hoping to have some of that similar luck on this trip where I can rope drop a lot of those rides and I'll once again begin the lightning lane and the individual lightning lane for this day. So the morning is going to be really, really packed with a lot of rides at Hollywood Studios. Some of the new things I'm kind of looking forward to doing is the new Villain show that was where the car, right by Rock and Roller Coaster, where the Cars show was, as well as a new Little Mermaid show. I plan on trying to catch those maybe a little bit later in the day because I want to try to ride as many rides as I can early in the day. I am going to be doing a little midday break this day. So my midday break for this day is going to be actually going and catching a very, very late breakfast at Topolino's at the Riviera Resort. This is one of my favorite breakfasts. It's actually one of the few breakfasts on Disney property or the Disney Resort that isn't just a buffet style. It's actually a menu thing. As I said, when you're doing these table services, if you've been paying attention to how I've done my table services, I have 4 nights. So my 4 reservations are Tusker House character menu, then as well as the Chefs de France brunch, which was $65, Steakhouse 71, which is a good use of it, and now Topolino's breakfast, which is another character meal. So I'm doing this reservation later at 12 o'clock, where it gives me that window in the morning to ride rides, and then I can just take the Skyliner over to the Riviera for a little midday break. So I'll be going over to Topolino's and doing a character meal there. I will be getting the steak and eggs there. I already know this, and really, really enjoy getting to do some unique character meet and greets. It's one of my favorite, like I said, character meals in all of Walt Disney World. And I will probably just hang out the Riviera for maybe a little bit and just relax for a tiny bit. Likely depending on how many rides I ride in that morning. But I'll head right back into Hollywood Studios after this. So in an ideal world, I think I could ride a lot of the rides early in the morning, and then I could go and do this later breakfast. And then when I come back into the park, I kind of focus more on the shows. But we'll see how the day goes, and I might still have to do some rides and still try to mix some shows in as well. The only other big thing I have planned that night is I do have an Oga's Canteen reservation for like 6 o'clock. And so I'm going to go and just go in there and probably have a drink or two and just kind of hang out. I've been to Oga's. I always go to Oga's when I have a Hollywood Studios day. So I'm going to go in there and probably have a drink or two and just enjoy the atmosphere there. And then I do at some point during this day want to hit up the Baseline Tap House, as well as, which is one of my favorite bars, as well as maybe even the Brown Derby Lounge. Not the Brown Derby restaurant, the Brown Derby Lounge. I happen to love the Brown Derby, but that's 2 table services, so I left that out as a reservation for this one. But you can go to the lounge and just get a drink or something like that. And so that might be a plan for me to do this evening as well. And I do want to try to get a good spot for Fantasmic this night and really enjoy that show. Fantasmic does run a little bit earlier than some of the other shows. It depends on the time of the year that you're going. So if I don't know what time they're running Fantasmic this night quite yet, but if it's an earlier show, I might go and park hop over to Epcot. If it's a later show, I might just call it the quits kind of after the Fantasmic show. So we're going to play that by ear kind of. But it's going to be a very fun-filled Hollywood Studios day, along with going and popping over to the Riviera and going and seeing a lot of the cool lounges inside Hollywood Studios. So Monday, Columbus Day, is going to be my last day there. So I figured I'd do the part. I often, when I say often, I think pretty much every single trip, I like having my last day be Epcot. It's my favorite park. And it always makes me so sad to leave. Actually, my last trip that we went on, we ended at Animal Kingdom, and we had a great time. But this time like I said, most times we end at Epcot. So no different than when I go with the kids. I'm ending at Epcot again. I know that was just there on that Saturday, but I'm going to be going back on this day. And so this day is kind of more of a loose day where I'm just going to still have my lightning lanes and still just try to eat around the booths and ride as many rides as I can. Of course, going on Guardians. The only reservation I have this day is going to be the Space 220 Lounge. Not the restaurant, just the lounge. So I'll be going there at 2 o'clock and trying probably a drink or two, maybe a quick bite or something like that. I just really, really like almost the elevator ride up is worth it, and just the theming is pretty cool. So I thought it'd be a cool little reservation to do where I kind of hit all the lounges in Epcot and most of the parks. My flight is until 7:30 p.m. So I will I do maximize my my time in the parks. I also have Clear, so I don't have to wait in the lines as much once I go to MCO, Orlando Airport. So I will maximize my time and probably not leave until almost like probably 5 o'clock or something like that, and then go straight to the airport. So I will have very much of a close to a full day inside the parks this day. And I do plan on still trying as many foods at the Food and Wine Festival as much as I can. So that's pretty much my whole entire plans. I know I got in a little bit of details, and it'll be, trust me, the videos I'm getting for this will be awesome. It's going to wind up being a lot of videos. I'm going to break them down into some shorter videos, a lot of reels and stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of recording and pictures this whole entire trip. So it's obviously, as you can tell, especially being solo, how much you can maximize your time while you're there, where I'm going to kind of do everything I want, and a lot of it. So it's going to be a lot of content from every single park, and I'm looking forward to sharing all this content with you all. Once again, a big thanks to Unlocked Magic for getting me my Halloween party ticket, as well as Adventures by Amy for getting me all my reservations. They were both great and incredible people to work with and companies to work with. So definitely utilize them when you're looking to book your next trips for discounted tickets or for vacation planning. I just want to say thank you for watching. I can't wait to share all my content on this trip with you all. Bye.